Okay, first, I want to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, for allowing me to make this video. I'm outside right now, but Yahweh being the true name of the Most High, Hashem meaning in the name of, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Most High's only begotten Son, right? And you Israelites today are the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos, right? You Israelites today are the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Latinos, right? You're the true chosen people of the Most High, true children of the Most High, right? And you're the biblical nation known as Israel. Now, this video is going to be very short, but I seen one of the brothers in the truth make this video, but I just thought I'd make it as well. You know, there's always, always room for more to learn. I mean, there's always room to, to teach, just teach some, throw it out there. But this video is going to be about, how everybody's not going to die, right? You hear a lot of statements from a lot of people around the world saying, everybody's going to die. You might as well do, whatever you want to do, because we're all going to die anyway, right? And that's complete bullshit, blasphemy, right? That's complete lies, right? And we get this in Matthew, the 16th chapter, right? Let's make it straight to the point. Matthew 16:27. For the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai, right, shall come in the glory of his Father, who is Yahweh, which with his angels. And then he shall reward every man according to his works, right? So when Yahweh Shai returns, his elect are going to be, delivered from this place, right? And they're going to be rewarded, right? They're going to inherit the earth. You get that in Daniel, I'm pretty sure the 7th chapter, they're going to inherit the kingdom forever and ever and ever and forevermore, right? Never ending, right? Here's the main point though, Matthew 16:28. Verily I say unto you, there be some standing here, right? Here means today, presently, right? Watch this, right? Which shall not taste of death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom, right? So that's proof right there. Now we jump to second Esdras, right? And Apocrypha is, in fact, a part of the Bible, right? You had Daniel, he's seen a vision, talk about how there are going to be 4 kingdoms ruling the earth, right? You had Babylon, then you had Medo-Persian, then you had, Salakia. You had, Babylon, Medo-Persian, then you had Greece, and then you have Rome, right? The book of Maccabees in the Apocrypha, that's dealing with the Grecian empires, right? The Grecians. So that's that, right? Daniel had a vision of the 4 great empires that will rule the earth. Right, but as I said before, it was Babylon, there was Medo-Persians, right? Then it was Greece, and it was Rome. But anyways, second Esdras, right? Now let's get to second Esdras 6, and the beginning verses right here from 20, right? 20 and all the way on. Well, not really the whole chapter, right? It's talking about in the last days is going to be a lot of perilous times, right? A lot of perilous times. And the storehouse is going to be undone because it's going to be famines, pestilence, and death, right? And there'll be wild beasts running rampant, right? And then RFID chip is going to be mandatory, and then Yahweh Shai is going to come back and he's going to break the sky and he's going to destroy this fucking place and get his people from all the 4 corners of the earth, right? So that's a summary of that, right? But the main point is right here, right? Second Esdras 6:25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I've told you shall escape and see my salvation at the end of your world, right? You get that in the end of your world. That's second Esdras. What was it? Shouldn't it be this 6 and 9, right? Yeah, 6 and 9. For Esau, which is the white man, right? Biblically they're known as Edomites, right? Caucasians. Their first mountain home was Mount Seir. The second mountain home was the Caucasus Mountains, right? They're the biblical Edomites, right? And the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, does not like those people, right? But for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Jacob is you Israelites, are you quote-unquote African Americans, right? You are Jacob, also known as Israel in the Bible, right? But when you see Jacob and Israel, right, within the same verse, Jacob refers to the northern kingdom, and Israel refers to the Salakia, I don't know if I said it wrong, if I said it correctly. Jacob represents the southern kingdom, which is the 3 tribes, right? And the northern kingdom represents Israel, because there's 2 nations that were split apart. And to sum it all up, when Yahweh Shai returns, both nations are going to be joined back together, right? They're not going to vex each other, not going to hate each other. They're going to be one and done, right? They're going to be one and done all together, right? But that's only when Yahushua returns, right? But matter of fact, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So now we jump down to what was it, 6:20, 6:26 now, right? And the men that are received shall see it, who have not tasted, right? Who have not tasted what? Death from their birth, and the heart of the inhabitants shall be changed and turned into another meaning, right? So you get the point right there, right? And to sum it all up again, and then we can close out, right? Because I'm outside right now. I'm watching siblings, right? It's gonna go down like this, right? Yahushua returns. You know, the armies are gonna be fighting against them, right? You get that in 2nd Ezra, the 12th chapter. I'm pretty sure. Might be the 13th. I'm pretty sure it's the 12th chapter though. You get that in 2nd Ezra, the 12th chapter, right? Let's see if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure I'm correct, right? Let's see real quick. Close the gate. I almost got distracted. Was it not the 12th? I'm pretty sure it's 12th. Was it 13th chapter? 13th chapter, yeah. Salaki. It was the 13th chapter, right? 2nd Ezra, 13th chapter. What was I saying again? Yeah, it's gonna go down like that, right? The armies. When you read 2nd Ezra, 13th chapter, it gives you a complete layout on what's gonna happen when he returns. But to sum it up, you know, Yahushua returns, breaks the sky with chariots. You know, it's gonna be happening during World War III, right? And this only happens when RFID chip becomes mandatory. You know, we're gonna be thrown in slaughterhouses. You know, we're gonna be getting killed and, you know, chased around, and, you know, house gonna be broken into. It's gonna be civil unrest, and, you know, the RFID chip is, you know, that's gonna be the last thing that remaineth in this world, and this world is gonna pass away, right? It's gonna pass away, but you know, he comes with his chariots. The armies is fighting. They're gonna be fighting against each other. They're gonna turn their eyes and they're gonna be fighting against Yahushua. Yahushua's gonna burn them up with the shout of his command, right? And then when you jump to 1 Thessalonians, right, you get proof that, you know, even more proof that not everybody's gonna die, and there's gonna be people alive seeing it, right? If you already didn't get that in Matthew 6:28, right? Look, let's read 1 Thessalonians 4:15. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. Asleep means death, right? You're dead. So that tells you, let's get this too, right? Daniel, the 12th chapter, 12:2, right? Daniel 12:2, that proves that when Yahushua returns, the people who are dead in the grave are going to come back to life, right? It wouldn't be fair for the people that are alive to go ahead of those who's are dead. That's why it says it shall not prevent them which are asleep, aka dead, right? Daniel 12:2, right? Get that in a KJV, right? Those same people who was dead. What's going on, bro? For sure. Yes, sir. Y'all go back outside. Come on. Go. Watch out for him, though. Don't hit him. Go up and down the block, right? Daniel 12:2, it shows that, you know, those same people who are dead, you know, they're going to be raised back to life, right? And many of them, right, Daniel 12:2, and many of them that are asleep in dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life and some to shame and everlasting contempt, right? So there's going to be a group of people who are, everybody come back to life, right? First of all, everybody's come back to life, right? Some are going to be, you know, beamed up into chariots, inherit the kingdom, while others are going to be killed again in that nuclear destruction that awaits this place, right? That's going to happen. World War III is, in fact, going to happen, right? You go on the news, see, Trump and Iran, they had a ceasefire, a deal. That deal is going to turn on his fucking head. Shout, what is 1 Thessalonians, right? They shall say sudden peace. They should say peace and safety. Then suddenly destruction befalleth upon them, right? But, you know, let's jump back to 4:15, right? For the Lord himself, 4:16, for the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of the Most High. And the dead in Hamashiach shall rise first, right? Then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet with the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, right? So that's them literally being beamed up out of this place right before the nukes hit, like literally right before the nuke hit, we're gonna be beamed up. All right, you know, Lord willing, myself and Lord willing, you watching this video, you know, you're a part of that amazing, you know, salvation right there, you know. And this is only for the Israelites, right? We can end off in Isaiah 45:17, right? It's straight to the point, you know. Salvation is for the Israelites only. There's, you know, none else. And there's a plethora of scriptures that prove that as well, right? But you know, keep it nice and simple. Isaiah 45 and 17, right? But Israel, which is you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Latinos, right, shall be saved in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confound the world without end, right? So, you know, there you have it. Not everybody's going to die. You hear people say that in the street, you know, they just, hey, back in the yard, now, back in the yard, right? You hear people say that on the street, they have no knowledge, right? They're just saying that, but, you know, they're most likely spiritually dead, right? You got to be, you got to have your spirit quickened, right? That means to have your spirit made, to have a quickened spirit, that means you are made spiritually alive, right? But, you know, that's the end of this video. I want to give all honor, praises, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, for allowing me to make this video. You know, Lord willing, see me the next. Lord willing, you edified. And with that, I'm going to say a strong shalom, shalom.